Hello and welcome back. If you're new to my channel, I'm Deirdre, and today it's all about zone cleaning in the kitchen, which is my second zone. So the second week of November, this is where I am. If you would like to start at the beginning of this, then up here is zone 1, where I sort of introduce what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So catch up there if you'd like to, but otherwise just make yourself a cup of tea, sit back and watch, or anything you like really. So quick recap. The concept of zone cleaning is as fluid and as flexible as you want it to be for your home. For me, I've divided my home happily into 5 zones, and I've deliberately made it so that the first and last zone, so number 1 and 5, are the slightly easier ones, because those are the 2 weeks of the month that can be a bit shortchanged. You know what I mean, they're the ones that don't get a full week each time. So for me, having the entranceway, sort of entry area and balcony, that's zone 1, and for me that's sort of quite an easy area. And another quite easy area for me is the bathroom, the loo, the laundry and my car. Now the other ones, the bigger ones, are in the middle because they are the full weeks. So that's where my kitchen is zone 2, my bedroom and study is zone 3, and then the living room, dining, TV area, sort of open plan area, is my zone 4. So this week it's all about zone 2. It's about to tie my hair up to show that I am actually getting serious about this. So zone 2 normally can be quite quick, but what I decided to do this time is a really good declutter before I actually start cleaning. So that's going to count as my first day. I'm probably going to do several days today, simply because I've got a clear run for this afternoon, or what's left of it. It's about 3 o'clock. I've got to clean my fridge really well. I'm going to tidy up my pantry. I want to clean the Venetian blind, and that's a monster, and it's not a great day, so I'm just going to do it here while it's on the window. The other thing I want to do is wash the rug that's on the floor, but it's not one you can put in the washing machine. It's an outside job basically. So step 1 is to clear off my counters and do a bit of a declutter. It's not a great big space, so I really can't afford to have too much of my space taken up with stuff. This is where I am at the moment. That's just tripods over there. This is just, I mean, that's going to stay there obviously. It's my rubbish bin. I've got a lamp on the counter and candle and some little bits and pieces, my phone, some notes. Can't really do much on this. Well, I can, but I'm not going to. My pantry, let me have a look at the pantry. You look, it's not bad. I mean, you look from the top down, it's pretty good. It just sort of starts to fall apart about here and keep going on down there. It does need tidying. My refrigerator is pretty much deliberately empty. I've just got some carrots and tomatoes, and I'm going to cook those up. Lots of leafy greens, but apart from that, it's I need to refill pretty much everything. Over here, what am I going to get rid of? Well, things that sit out on the counter, okay. And I don't have any eggs at the moment, so I'm going to put that away. I've been using fewer and fewer eggs and buying only half a dozen at a time. I've had to start keeping them in the refrigerator. And then I've just got things for cookbooks up here, my little radio, and then just the normal things that accumulate on the counter during the day. Nice little milk glass chicken, some used candles, and it's always that thing like, oh, this is a really nice jar with a top. How do shall I use that for something? In the cupboards, they stay reasonably tidy. I've just got to tidy up my teas, but pretty much everything else stays in reasonable condition, but it's just grubby. So what am I going to get rid of? Well, I'm going to start with that. That can definitely move away. I'm just going to pop it onto the other bench for the meantime. I think I'll light my candle. Oops, I can just get the top open with one hand. Here we go. Such an interesting candle. It's just a piece of wood. Of the immediate things on the bench, well, I'm going to pretty much leave these. I will look for something smaller to put these utensils in. Nothing there that's really going to go. I use those. This sits here because there is really nowhere else for it. And the same as these, I will put that away. This is for mixing it with the oil and the garlic. These are the jars for my wax, so they have to be put away until I actually do the wax. This can go away for now because I'm not using it. I can get rid of these. That can go back in the cupboard and that will be done. Down here, these jars which were for planting in, I think they can go out onto the balcony. I haven't completely written off that idea yet. Next stage is the pantry, and it's not bad up there. There's nothing that I need to get rid of. So now I'm down to here. The coconut oil is fine. That avocado has seen better days, so I'm sorry that that can go out. These are the little clips I use, just little clothes pegs that I use to close things up, packets up like this. That actually should be put away, so I'll do that. I'm actually quite low on this, which means it should be on my list. It's the nutritional yeast, which is wonderful. This is a jug I got the other day to put my almond milk into when I make it, because it's a good size and it pours really well, and it was at TK Maxx and very inexpensive. And yes, it's plastic, but I mean, really, it's very difficult to get away from. But it's not single-use plastic, I suppose, is the best thing I can say. Here's something that can go, that doesn't need to live here, that just needs cleaning up and sanding, but it's a trivet effectively, so I'll put that away where it needs to go. These are my wraps, which are absolutely wonderful for keeping vegetables and things like that fresh. They're the waxed wraps, and it just never occurred to me that they would work, but they're wonderful. Now it all gets a little bit more complicated down here. This shouldn't be in here. This is a water bottle. That needs to be down below. And this is the thing, it's just not organised down there, so I end up with all sorts of things that shouldn't be there. That's the Murray River salt flakes that are so lovely, but it's almost finished. I need to get some more. I do have some Himalayan rock salt that I used in the grinder. I also have a little mortar and pestle down there. These are the remainders of things that I had when I was using HelloFresh, but these were leftover things like chili flakes and breadcrumbs, some couscous, which I have been using, or borio rice, and they were just left over because I used the meat in a different way. And then here is another water bottle that needs to go down below when I organise that properly. Now, this is the sort of thing that is not meant to be anywhere. This is the organic apple cider vinegar I use, and I thought they're such cute bottles, I'll keep them. And they can be little flower arrangement, you know, just a single stem on the table. And you know what? I've decided, no, I don't need that. They can go. So there's 1, 2, plus a couple of wine bottles. A really nice shape, but really, I mean, I think they can just go. I don't want to use wine bottles as flower things, so no, they can go out. Now over here I have ordinary vinegar, white vinegar, oils and normal oil. I have an extra one of these, which is good because I didn't realise that, but I have my fabulous honey that comes straight from the hive. The inexplicable, to anybody who is not an Australian or a New Zealander, Vegemite, which we love. That's very nice balsamic vinegar and some maple syrup. So that's pretty much okay. So this basket is really where I keep things like fruit, really, to keep it out of the light and in the pantry. Now that can just sit in it, and it is a bit messy down here. This is the water jug. A water jug I just keep full of plain water because my bottled water is SodaStream. And some people don't like fizzy water but like cold water, so that's usually in the refrigerator. So that's fine. And these are things that should really live up here, but I don't have anywhere for them. So I'm going to put them up there anyway, so that I remember that I should, in fact, do something with it. And I've got to use that coconut flour. It's almost at the end of its life, and there's some polenta. So there we go. And I'm down here where the problems are. So this is the problem area. Okay. I have some veggies in here, and I will sort those out in a moment. I have too many water bottles. So least one of those is up for donation. These are some extra SodaStream ones that I've picked up, and these are my ones that I use when I'm out for the day because they are thermos ones and they keep the water cold or the tea hot depending on how I feel. Definitely keep those, and one of those or two of those other water bottles that I use for the gym. This is called an impulse buy. I mean, really, as though I didn't have enough measuring cups, and there's one missing because I use it for the baking soda in the laundry, and a 2-cup measure, which is actually really handy, I have to admit, and then an even bigger one that's a full litre, I think that's a litre one, and then the little grey one is for draining, and the other two are for mixing, carrying, washing. I picked it up at Kmart. It was $10. It was an impulse buy. The problem being that I've used it a few times and now it's lodged in my head that it's actually quite useful, and that's the biggest problem of all, because now it fits into the useful things bracket. So what I need to do is find a way I can store it and see if I actually use it enough to keep. Okay, now this is something that I do need to deal with. This is where I put the cans and storage things, and I do need to have easier access to these because I use these sorts of things a lot, especially since I'm eating far more vegan meals at the moment. And what is in the way is my mixer accessory pieces for my big KitchenAid. Now, this is when I come to the biggest problem of them all, which is what to do with all of the glass storage things that normally are in my refrigerator, that I've deliberately run my refrigerator right down to almost empty. These are the things that could go high in the cupboard above the refrigerator, because these are the things I use infrequently. If I'm out for the day and need to take my lunch, then, and it's in summer in particular, then this is what I use. You know, if I make myself a wrap, then instead of using plastic wrap, I can just put it into here, and that's a handy little thing. So my wrap is in fact just wrapped in the bread, or in the mountain bread, and not in plastic or foil or anything else wasteful. Now I think that has got it. As far as I can see, everything fits, and even the little stool that I was sitting on, which is this really cute little one that just folds out like that, and then you just fold it up again, fits there, so that I can just reach it to go up to the top of the pantry and above the refrigerator. And here I've got storage for paper towels that I can reach, which is just on tippy toes. I can reach that. I don't have to get the little folding stool out. I've got the various wraps and plastic Ziploc bags, which I rarely use, but they are there for when I do. I have all the baking and cooking things like stock and polenta, and I do need to get, so that's 3 more containers, probably tall ones like this, that I need to get. Well, say 4, because I actually need one for things like brown rice and wild rice as well. And then coming on down, I've got essentials like oatmeal, because I really like oatmeal for breakfast, and with some yummy cacao nibs I am perfectly happy. Slice in a banana and it's all good. Then I've got some various pastas, I've got all the spices, herbs and spices and things there. So as I come down, again, easy reach. I've got some of this sweetener which I really don't like. I think that can go out actually. I think that's rather horrid. I've got a really nice chipotle rub there, which probably is not in any way gluten-free, but every now and again you've just got to lash out. Bicarb, which of course I use for baking but also for cleaning, so I always have big ones and they always get used, and of course it goes in the refrigerator as well to keep it nice and fresh. And all the oils and sweeteners, things like honey and maple syrup, and the essential ACV. And then down here to root vegetables, onions, and in that one I usually have potatoes, but I don't at the moment, and that keeps them dark and dry. And then down to the toaster, and finally stacked all of these things so that they're accessible but not taking up too much room, and then baking things. So I think that is actually working. Now somebody asked why these are U-shaped, cut out, and it's because they are you can reach things. You don't end up with things in the very back of a cupboard where you can't easily access them. So it's a fairly common design here in Australia. This one is deeper than that one. So these two here are the top one, and the second one down are slightly narrower in terms of the depth than this one. And because it's all about being able to reach them easily, because it's no point in being able to store things if you can't reach them. It's a convenience factor and good fitness of use, and it works very well. See, the bottom ones, I don't have to get down and crawl to see what's on the bottom shelf. It's pretty easy to see, and yet these are perfectly usable shelves. And this one obviously is very usable, but it's just it's a good design, works really well. So that's my pantry. Now, because I was saying I'd put things in the bottom drawer, which is my sort of go-to junk drawer, I thought I'd better show you what the actual drawers look like. Now, these all need a good wash, and that's going to happen. But they are basically pretty well organised. See, these are all the knives, big knives, sharp knives, small knives, paring knives, oyster shuckers, very important, and things like meat testers and, yeah, how many of you have this in your drawers now? That's a magnifying glass for reading really small stuff that they're shrinking the writing on everything. Don't know what's wrong with them. Down here, baking things, pretty tidy, all very useful. And then this is the cupboard. This is the one. So that has a big TK Maxx bag that needs folding. This knife steel is sort of awkward. It's very long. It only just fits in there. A grater. That is also a masher, which is really interesting. I probably don't need two, but that was such a fun one. I do. There we go. So that's basically okay. Now let's do one more before I go and have a cup of tea, because I'm a bit pooped. Now what's in here is biscuit cutters in it, which I'm not going to get rid of since I now have a grandchild. But I suspect I have been trying to get rid of these things for years, but I just can't quite bring myself to. Those are worth holding on to. These I have burnt. I burnt them one Christmas, and really they're disgusting. I'm just going to get rid of them. I'm sorry. I have to get something that's just as good. These aren't as good, but at least it's alright. And this one needs a wash, but it's handy for just holding on to a pan top or something like that while you're mashing or doing something like that. So that's a bit tidier. Here we go, team. It's now Saturday morning. I should have been at Pilates, but I was really unwell last night, so nothing happened, and I didn't finish the kitchen, but I did do the refrigerator. That's all clean. Everything that's in there, i.e. nothing, is ready. What I'll do is I'll use the carrots in a carrot and lentil soup, and I quite like the lettuce, the cos lettuce, when it's just lightly tossed, sort of sauteed in a pan. I've got a lot of tomatoes that I need to use up. I have no almonds, walnuts, or virtually no walnuts or anything else interesting in there in my seeds and nuts area. I have no hummus. I have no snacks chopped up. I can happily show you. I have a completely empty bottom bin. Nothing in my salad jars. I need to go shopping. I quickly tidied up the teas. They look so pretty. Everything else in there is fine. I'll do the lower cupboards. I've done the upper cupboards. I'll just do the wipe through of the lower cupboards, wipe the benches.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane, and as the startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now there's something in the air, and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes, under castles out of sand, reaching for the grand. As willows align, we lose track of time. Head up high, now we climb. Oh, dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes. Undercover agents of the other. Beyond gravel, beyond all. A bigger scale the world inhales as we go. I wouldn't want it any other way, no. Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes. Undercover agents of the other.
And up I go. I will of course clean the window while I'm up there and everything else, but this is the first step. I don't know if I'm going to film it because I don't want to be thinking about anything except being safe while I'm standing up there on the bench. So I'll let you know when it's done. And here we go, team. I have completed it. It is clean from top to bottom. Oh wow, that was not, repeat, not an easy job. And I've cleaned the rather icky fan that was up there. I did have to get out the heavy degreaser for that, but oh, it's so nice having it done. Really, really good having it done. So that is the last big job. I do have to clean that rug. In fact, I'm just going to take it up now, vacuum and mop, and I will be finished zone 2, my kitchen, pretty well top to bottom. There we are. Floor is clean. It's still wet. I'm not walking on that. Oh, every surface. Thank goodness. Every surface is clean and clear, decluttered. Microwave's clean. Pantry's tidy. Fridge is still empty. Haven't been out to fill that one up again. That's going to happen now. Ah, look at that. And I have worked out the perfect system for cleaning Venetian blinds. Next time it needs cleaning, I'm going to take it down and throw it away. Buy a new one. No, you know I won't. You know I'm far too frugal and sensible for that. But boy, I want to. That's the answer. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe, because zones 3 and 4 and 5 are coming up and we'll go with the same system, and I'd love to hear what system you're working out that's going to work for you in your home. And quite honestly, if it's sitting there having a cup of tea and watching me being crazy and cleaning things, I think that's a perfectly good system too. And I hope that whatever you're doing today, that you're having a lovely time, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.